Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Jedi Knights Watch. My name is Graham, and this is Six Scale Symposium episode 34. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Hope you're all looking forward to the new year. Speaking of new year, kind of wanted to just do a laid back show. It's probably not going to be an overly long show, but just a show to kind of review 2022 and just look at how the collection has changed over the year, look forward at 2023 at what I think the direction of the collection will be. But I got to say, it changes. I think we as people change and our interests change. So, it'll be interesting to see kind of where I go in 2023. But I do have some ideas on where I want to take the collection. So, there hasn't been a whole lot of news in the last week. The last thing we had was Mantis, and I did do a video on her, a preview video. I'm really excited for her, and I did pre-order her, guys. That's how much I've wanted this Mantis figure to add to the Guardians right here. So super excited about Mantis. I think she looks good. I think they got really creative with doing it as the Christmas special because, again, what is she going to come with? So let's throw some Christmas stuff at her. And most of us probably won't use any of that unless it gets to be like Christmas time. But I think it's still a fun figure. I'm hoping we get more. But yeah, Mantis, you can check that video out if you want to see my thoughts. I also did review Bo-Katan and Doc Brown. Check that out on the channel as well. But before we get too far into this, I want to check into the chat, see who is all here. So if you're out there, let me know you're here and say hi. So let's just check in real quick. We got Daniel in the house. What is going on, my friend? I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well. We also have KT in the house. He says, "What up?" Not too much. Just hanging out with you guys. It's going to be like I said, it's going to be a fun show. I had this idea to do this actually a few days ago where I just kind of wanted to take a look. I have a photo we're going to go through of my end of 2021 collection and how much it's changed, and then a photo from like 2 days ago. And we're just going to take a look at what's changed, what direction has changed, and kind of where we want to go. We got X-Man Supreme in the house. Yo, I like that picture. Nice. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. We got Universal Key in the house. He says, "Evening, everyone." So yeah, I guess I want to start by saying I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. My Christmas plans got thrown out the window. So the week before Christmas, my mother-in-law told us that she got COVID, so she had to be in isolation. So those plans got kind of thrown out the window. And then last Tuesday, my mom said that she tested positive for COVID. So I don't know if they've been hanging out or whatnot, but so we literally had no plans on Christmas, which is kind of nice because you're not running around. But I mean, I miss hanging out with family and obviously doing the traditional, meals and get-togethers and stuff. So it was pretty low key. But then here in Wisconsin, on Saturday, Christmas Eve, it was negative 4 or 5 degrees. We had some snow, a lot of wind, lots of drifting, and our 3-week-old furnace stopped working. So then we were on the phone all afternoon with our furnace company to try to get them to come out, especially since it was just installed 3 weeks ago. And they told us somebody would be coming out that night. This was actually Friday night, the 23rd. They told us somebody would be coming out. We waited about 3 or 4 hours. We called to check in, and then they told us nobody was out on the road and that we would have to wait till tomorrow morning without heat in the house. So that was fun. Luckily, we do have a gas fireplace. We all huddled in the living room and slept there. And then my father-in-law did bring some space heaters over. But yeah, it was a crazy weekend, with Christmas. Didn't exactly go how we wanted it to, but nonetheless, we still got to spend it with each other, and we had each other. So it was good times, and we're actually pushing all of our plans with family to this weekend. So this New Year's weekend is going to be our Christmas weekend. So, but yeah, we also have Boba Fettuccine in the house. He says hello all. We got Flavio in the house. What's up, my good friend? Just stopping in to say hello. Always a good day when the night watch is live. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you're well. It was good seeing you on Fabs' channel tonight. Hopefully I can get back on there soon. It's been tough with the holidays. Everybody's kind of got a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, the other thing that happened that kind of sucks, I guess, is if you guys watch my channel, I did my Christmas wish list for Hot Toys figures, figures that I really wanted to get, and Yondu was on there, and Yondu was on last year's video too. And I admit it's kind of a pipe dream, and I probably shouldn't get them because of the price point. But with a lot of these figures kind of trending downward in the secondhand market, I found them for a really good price, so I picked them up. The guy seemed nice. He said he was going to, ship it out the next day. Everything was good to go. And then all of a sudden, he created the label. And then I know it's Christmas time, so I gave it like a week. But for a week, it said label created. Still do not have the package, basically. So I checked in with him. He told me he shipped it UPS, but instead of checking it in, he literally just threw it on the outgoing pile because he must do this a lot. And he was really apologetic, said he should have checked it in. I said I'd wait for it because I know with the holidays, things definitely do tend to slow down. So I waited, I think 8 days after it should have came. And then I got my money back. Again, he seemed nice, but I don't know, it could have been a scammer. Maybe he thought once he sold it to me, he could get a better price. So then he decided to not ship it. I don't know. I don't know. So I was really bummed because then, you buy the figure, you get your hopes up. I had a place in my collection for Yondu. Guardians are flowing here, and then Mantis gets announced and all this. So I got my money back. I'm like, probably for the best because I shouldn't spend that kind of money right now. But then I found another deal. And again, I know how to shop on eBay. I know to look for feedback and pictures and stuff and descriptions and stuff. But so I found another one. I had to pay a little bit more, but it still seemed like a good price. And he shipped it right away. And it was moving along, moving along. It was supposed to be here Christmas Eve. And then the tracking just stopped. And I haven't gotten an update since I think the 23rd of Christmas. So that I hope isn't lost. But again, with the holidays, I know things get backed up. So I'm giving it some time, but I'm just really anxiously waiting. And it feels like the good Lord is telling me that Yondu is not meant for me. So I hope that's not the case. I hope he's coming, but I guess I just got to wait and be patient. So got a few more people trickling in here. We have Riley Reviews. What's going on, my friend? Popping in to say what's up to the Night's Watch. Hope your holidays have been great, man. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, sir, and Happy New Year. I hope everything is well with you. He just hit 1,000 subscribers on his channel, so go check him out. We got another friend in the chat, Primetime Reviews, my cigar-loving friend. What is up, buddy? I haven't had a cigar in a long time, so I'm really starting to crave that. But it's like I said, -5 here. Today was like a heat wave, 17 degrees, so definitely not the time. We got the collector in the house. Get your popcorn ready. Yeah, we're going to take a look at 2021 to 2022 and look forward to 2023. We have Fabs Figures in the house. Oh, look, it's the co-founder of ICS, the International Collectors Senate. I got it. It doesn't have the flow that it needs, and that's why I can't remember it. Plus, I'm dyslexic, so give me a break. The collector's going to bed, but he will listen. Well, I appreciate that. We'll just treat it like a podcast. All right, so that's what's been going on with me. Let's get into a little bit of the meat and potatoes here of the show. Again, there is no big news or anything like that, so we're doing year in review. But there is before we get going, we got D'Lo in the house. A friend would remember. A friend. Only a true friend would be that truly honest. I don't even know the meaning. Probably not. We got Smoke 'em if you got him in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thanks for stopping in. So my good friend Fabs let me know about this a few days ago, which this kind of was a Christmas miracle. And the IRS is going to delay that $600 tax rule for Venmo and eBay sellers. So we were all kind of up in arms about this. If you guys remember, we've talked about this on many streams in the past. And we don't know how this is going to go. We don't know exactly how much we're going to get taxed on what we're selling, but it used to be $20,000. Once you hit $20,000 in sales on eBay, you were going to get taxed on this. You were going to get a 1099 from eBay or, in the mail. And they changed it to $600, which for us Hot Toys collectors is basically selling two figures. So two figures, and you're looking at, getting one of these, and they're going to tax you. You already get the fees off of eBay, and then, you pay tax to PayPal. Now you're going to pay tax to the IRS. It's like, where does it end? And apparently it doesn't start this year yet. So for anybody that was freaking out, like myself, you have one more year to figure it out. It's going to be spring of 2024. So if it's spring of 2024, it's for the 2023 year. So that's this coming year. What I did was I have an Excel sheet of everything that I bought and sold, and then what I bought it for, what I sold it for, and then how much I gained or lost. So I wound up losing money. And so theoretically, I wouldn't have to claim, or pay anything because I lost money in the grand scheme of things. But I think that's a good idea for anybody that does sell a lot on eBay, to just have a list, take screenshots of like your eBay sales and what you bought that for. Keep in mind, eBay only holds your sold items for, is it 60 days or 120 days? It's one of the two, but it's not long term. So, and then your purchases only stay in eBay for 2 years. So just keep that in mind. It might be a good idea to just get in the habit of saving receipts or saving screenshots of things that you buy. It's nice for Sideshow. If you buy it from Sideshow, typically it's going to always be in your orders. So that's nice. But then just keep in mind, anything over $600, probably starting in 2023, unless they decide to push it off again, which they could, because it is kind of horseshit. So, if you're just asking me, I think it's just, trying to get more out of our pockets, but that's just my opinion. So the good news is we got until next year. So starting January 1st, keep a good log of what you're selling, maybe even what you're buying, just in case, because you never know. Maybe you have no intent to sell it, but sometimes you don't know what life throws at you, and then you got to sell some stuff. So, it's just a good idea to keep it on file. So thank you, Fabs, for sharing that with me, because I know definitely was a big relief for me. I felt like I had it under control to this point because I had all my stuff. I had all my screenshots. I had everything kind of in a spreadsheet, so I was ready. But at the same time, are you ever really ready? No, not until it happens. So that happens. So, a little bit of relief for us. But let's just let's get into the year in review 2022. So I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to present a different screen here. So let me take a sip of water. Thank you guys for watching the channel tonight. If you would be so kind, hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Leighton Richards, we got in the house. He says, "What's up, Graham?" Hey, Leighton, what's going on? We got Fabs, always just being that Fabs character. Gotta love him. So this is my current state of my collection. This is December of 2022. You guys can see I got the Maju cases. I built this garage shelving unit here. I have 52 figures right now, and I also have one on the way, that Yondu figure that I was talking about. So 53 plus, if you want to count the 3 vehicles, we're looking at 56. Now, if we go back to the end of December 2021, here's what the collection looked like. So you guys can just see how my collection has changed in 1 year. I had 53 figures last year at this time, so it's really close. Maybe it's like a mental thing that I've kind of wanted to stay around like the 50-ish mark, 50, 55. I don't have a whole lot of space, so could be something there where I subconsciously just don't want to get too crowded. But I've also turned over 20 of these figures that you can see here. And I think I just decided to go a different route, or I decided to collect differently, and I made different choices. Some of the biggest ones was obviously adding the Maju cases. So you can just see, going from D-tops to Maju cases. I personally think it looks a lot cleaner. You can utilize space better, but I do still think DTOFs look better if you're going to keep one figure in each little window or a little case there or shelf. But you can just see what something that always bothered me was just the gap in between and just kind of wasted space. Like I could put a figure right here. I could put a figure right here. So I think DTOFs look nice, and part of me kind of still misses them. They're not just like total junk or anything like that. They do look nice, and I loved the lighting that I put in because I think it just really highlighted the figures really nice. So that was what it looked like. Some of my bigger figures that I did sell, Dark Side Anakin was one that I decided to sell when his sale price was peaking. I did get out of my Game of Thrones figures. Not that I didn't like them. And 3-0 does a really good job, but I don't know. Yeah, I kind of found last year that I really have to collect what I love and not what I like. For example, I got Ray, and I'm not a fan of the sequels, but I found her in my local collector's shop, and I thought I learned to love her type of thing, and I picked her up. And maybe because you saw it in person, you just thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But I didn't even ever display her, and then I wound up selling her. So again, I just kind of decided I got to collect what I love, what I have a connection to, not what I'm hoping to have a connection to. So a lot of these figures, some of them I just upgraded, like which I think here, like Thor. We got the new Thor. War Machine was just one that kind of had to go. Shore Trooper had to go. Upgraded the Scout Trooper to the Return of the Jedi. Luke kind of upgraded to Empire Strikes Back in his flight suit. Yeah, I mean, some of them it was just I was also moving in the summer, so some of them left that way where I had to kind of downsize, and now I'm kind of building it back up. Iron Man, the 85, actually sold that just to get the battle damage. So just taking a look here, we added some vehicles. That was a big deal. I always had a vision of having a shelf like this and just having like Batmobiles on here. Maybe even the DeLorean on the bottom. And I know that's coming out soon, so I really need to start saving for that because that is definitely something that I want to do in 2023. So yeah, we added module cases, which I have no regrets about. Are they pricey? Yes. Do you have to wait a while? Yes. But it's really no different than waiting a year and a half, 2 years for a figure. I get it. It's a bigger investment, but I haven't met anybody that's been let down when they get module cases. I would love to buy more, but just financially right now, it's not something that I can do. So that's why I kind of tried my hand at the custom shelf here, which came out pretty good, but I would still prefer module case over it. So module cases aren't perfect, but I do think they are the best thing for 6 scale figures. They're tailored to display your 6 scale figures. So if anybody can swing it or has the patience to wait, it's definitely worth it. I've changed up my scenery quite a bit here. I've tried to space everything out, go 6 scale just in the module cases, and kind of display it how I did when I had DTOS, where everybody was in their own pose instead of for a while I kind of had everybody grouped as like one poster. So I'm just trying to space it out a little bit more and give everybody their own pose and then kind of go that route. So we got Govee LED lights in the back here that change colors. You could probably see it behind me. They're changing from green to red right now for Christmas. Um, so yeah, I mean, module cases, obviously, it was the big thing that changed here. Going back a year ago. But the other thing that I did was I decided I wanted to hone in on like Star Wars, because I have like Mando, um, Rogue One, technically. We had like Ray, we had not Commander Cody, but the other one. I'm blanking on it. But anyways, Dark Side Anakin. I had Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, Attack of the Clones Yoda. So kind of figures from all over, and it was getting a little bit hard for me to figure out what I wanted to collect, and I was kind of trying to grab from here, grab from there, and it was just becoming too much. So I decided just going to collect original trilogy and maybe some Mandalorian because I already had Mando and I love Mando. So what I did too going here is I kind of started with A New Hope, and we kind of go to Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi, and then we kind of keep flowing in the timeline to Mandalorian. So that's where we're at kind of right now. And then Marvel, it's just kind of spread out. We kind of go to the Avengers and then to Guardians. I think Yondu will go right where Ant-Man is, and he'll have to go somewhere else. Down here, we kind of start with the 89 Batman, and then buddy of mine, Brick Artemis, who is a good friend of mine, actually is getting me the Robin from Batman Forever. So I am going to pick up the Batman pretty soon, and they'll probably go right here, and then we just kind of flow into the Justice League gang. And then on the bottom, we do have my one-offs, which is another thing that I did differently this year. Is I sold a lot of one-offs back at the end of 2021, I think, or 2020, and because I wanted my collection to look a certain way, but it wasn't me. And then I'm like, well, why does it have to look a certain way? It should just be what I want. So I wound up getting a lot of my one-off figures back, which was John Wick, my Terminator figures, my RoboCop figure, so stuff like that. I've added Marty McFly and Doc Brown because Back to the Future is a great movie. I do want to get the DeLorean, so that's kind of where the collection is at right now. What do you guys think about the change from the end of 2021 to the end of 22? What are your thoughts? Kind of just comparing these together. Do you think it's improved? Do you think it's gone from gone better, gone? I don't know what's the word. It's improved, or do you think it's maybe taken a step back? I like it better this way. I like how the figures are have like the dark background that kind of makes them pop a little bit more. But I do miss the detoffs too. So it's I don't know, it's a horse apiece. It's just interesting, I think, to document where we've come from and then where we're at and just see how things have changed. It's something that I like to do. So checking in with the chat here, we do have Count Von Strange the Fourth. He says, "What's good? Hey man, how's it going?" And we got Leighton Richards in the house. He says, "I see plenty of space for the No Way Home now." Yeah, we'll see. I'm not the so I'm Marvel's not my biggest franchise that I'm into, but I mean, I like the Avengers a lot, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy. But again, Marvel's kind of like Star Wars, where I feel I can't get into everything because then that's a rabbit hole you just can't get out of. So I'm trying to focus on Avengers, and then I consider Guardians part of the Avengers, but also their own entity. So it's kind of a win-win for me. So I'm kind of doing both there. Batman is a little bit different. I really just need most of the Batman figures. But DC probably will never get too big for me just because Hot Toys doesn't like to make a lot of DC. Plus, it's not as expanded as like Star Wars universe, Marvel universe. So, and I'm more of, yeah, just a Batman fan. So, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room though. So that's good. And I do, excuse me, that was the other thing I was going to say. I do like that the figures are spaced out more. Like, I really love how these three look. Obviously, I'm not going to keep three in there because it's kind of a waste of space, but I like how it's not too crammed and we just have like 5, 6 figures on each side. I do like that. So, that'll be interesting to see where we go from there and how we collect. But yeah, I mean, we got room, so that's good. We got 1-6 Salvo in the house. He says, "It's looking really nice and clean, Graham." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. X-Man Supreme, it's nice. I'm still working on my future setup. I'm going heavy on Marvel and dabbling in Batman and Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I got to dabble too. Like, I can't just collect Star Wars or just Marvel or just DC. There's just too much goodness out there that I love. So for anybody that kind of handicaps themselves, I understand why. But I also say that's no way to live. You got to at least, like, I'm all for picking and choosing. Like, I'll do one character outside of like Batman. So, like, I sold my Return of the Jedi Luke so I could get the Empire Strikes Back because I like that one better. and it was kind of like a more improved figure. So I sold the other one because I don't want numerous of the same character. So I'm willing to do that. Iron Man, I sold my Mark 7 so I could get the 85. It's kind of one of those things where it lets me dabble, but I'm not going to collect five of the same character because I don't have the funds or the space. I think if the DTOF had a lighter background, the figures would stand out more prevalent. Yeah, and for a while, I actually had like a black fabric background for the DTOFs, and then I changed it up and I took them off. And this is like a light gray color, which was the color of the wall. So it actually stands out a lot more than it did with those black fabric covers over the back. But I think it's also good just to change up your collection here and there and keep it fresh. I think if the Maju Space had a lighter background, the figures would stand out more prevalent like the DTOF. True. I looked at the white ones and I just wasn't a fan. It was too bright. So I thought the dark looked a little bit more sleek, maybe classier. I don't know, because sometimes people think white looks classier, but I don't know. I think the dark in person, I think it looks really good. But I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, the dark Maju case look though is classy, but the DTOF look is so classy too, in a different way, and that's true. And that's why there's really no wrong reason. It's just different. But like I said, I still love DTOFs. They just weren't fitting with what I wanted to do with the collection. So where I wanted to go with the collection, just DTOFs couldn't really suffice. So that's kind of why we went with the Maju cases in a different look. I wanted to utilize the most space that I could. And I feel like Maju case or Maju space does that. Eric says, got into the XO6. Oh boy. Oh boy. Another rabbit hole. White is too sterile. Yeah. I don't know. I've always been more attracted to the black look. So, but everybody's different. DTOFs are limited in the size of the things you can put in them. That's true too. And to an extent, the Maju cases are as well. But it does give you more freedom than the DTOFs do. You can adjust the DTOF shelves if you really want, but my OCD would kick in because I needed the shelves to kind of be in a line. Like I had Thanos in there, and it always just bothered me that the shelf was up higher. I don't know, something about my OCD, I guess. But you can put a Hulk, a Thanos, figures like that into the 6 110s of Maju case. You do have more room in that way, and obviously, yeah, you have more room to utilize the space horizontally as well. I talk too much, and I get the coughs. So where do I want to go in 2023? And that's the question. Well, there's definitely figures that I'm eyeing right now. Some of them are more from like the Mandalorian series because original trilogy Star Wars, I feel like I have most of the characters that I really want. I don't want to collect, all the troopers, and all the variants. I don't have the space for that. But there are some figures that I do want, and that would include like the Death Trooper. I've been looking at that one for a while, and I've seen some really good deals on that new Chrome Death Trooper, but I've looked at the reviews and I don't know if I'd like that color. So if anybody has one or both of those figures, let me know which one you like better. Because I am in the market for a Death Trooper, but the better deals seem to be on that exclusive or that black chrome, which looks more of like a really dark gold. So I'm looking at those. Ripley's been on my list from Alien to get for a while. Her price is kind of high, and she's really, really hard to find. Actually, like if you search on eBay, you're lucky if you find one or two figures for sale. So definitely not a big market for her. Doctor Strange is another one, whether it be Infinity War or the new one that was just released. But for me, Never been a big Doctor Strange fan, so this one I go back and forth on because again, it might not be a figure that I'm in love with. So, trying to decide if it's really one I need or just would look cool with all the other Marvel figures. So, if I can find a really good deal on them, I might pull the trigger on a Doctor Strange. Drax is another one that I've really been wanting, but I'm really hopeful that they're going to release a different Drax with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, maybe even the holiday special. You know, they have that new uniform that is that they're going to be unveiling. So I'm wondering if maybe they'll even make the whole gang, redo all the characters there, or at least do a Drax. I don't know if Dave Batista has any issues with licensing, so that could be an issue there. But that's one that I'm really holding out for. I do want a Drax because it's really the only figure I need, but I don't think that figure aged very well, and it's not something I just want to get, especially for the price point that he's going for. I think the body is old. The exposed joints look a little weak. And then the likeness to Dave Bautista, I just don't think is fully there. So the Batman with Robert Pattinson is probably one of my most anticipated figures that it's going to come out next year, along with Peacemaker. I love that show. So I did miss out on that. So we'll see if Sideshow is playing chicken with us or if they are making smaller batches because people aren't buying as much. I think that's something that we all have to be aware of. Is I think I'm getting to the point where if there's something that comes out that you really want and you just don't want to miss it, you might want to pre-order. Time will tell. We don't know for sure yet. It could just be tactics of Sideshow. But what leads me to believe the batches are going to be smaller is they're really doing their best to get rid of all of this dead stock that they have right now. They've had sales going on since November. Buy one, get one free, double points, free shipping, 20 to 30% off. It's getting crazy out there. So it leads me to believe they have a real problem with dead stock and they're really trying to get rid of it. And if it goes into January, I think we're really gonna see uh, smaller batches, smaller pre-order numbers. They might be trying to get back to where we were prior to COVID. So I don't know for sure. But I'm starting to just wonder if maybe I should pre-order the figures that I really want. Because like Peacemaker, I didn't pre-order, and I'll be able to get it elsewhere. It's not like Sideshow is the only place that sells these things. But at the same time, I do feel the most comfortable buying from Sideshow because I've bought from there before, and I trust like their customer service and whatnot. Um, so yeah, that's why I did pre-order Mantis because I figure she's not like a Batman figure, like a figure they're probably gonna make a ton of. So I really just want to make sure that I got that one. So just to have that peace of mind, I pre-ordered her, and that's the first pre-order I've done in a year. So it's crazy just how, again, things change. Let's just check in with you guys really quick here. Daniel asked, "Where do you want to go? Disney World?" I do. Yeah, tried to go this year, but I couldn't afford it. It was like $7,000. So if anybody's got free tickets, let me know. There are so many ways to display. I feel like it's more about the entire space than the individual display. Yeah, I agree. It's a good way to look at it. Scarlet Witch. That has been one that's on my radar. And you know what? I think I would rather add her first prior to like Doctor Strange. Now the only question that I've been going back and forth on is would I rather have Scarlet Witch from WandaVision or Doctor Strange 2? What do you guys think? Because part of me wants Doctor Strange 2 Scarlet Witch, but I gotta think that the WandaVision Scarlet Witch is gonna come out really soon because that's been on pre-order for a long time. You know, yeah. She wouldn't fit exactly with the Avengers, but I think it would be good enough that it'd be something that I would want. So that is yeah, that's one that I really want. Brick Artemis is also that's one on his wish list. He actually pre-ordered her, so I might I might wait for him to get her, and then I can see her in hand and then kind of decide which one I want. But yeah, Scarlet Witch looks like a great figure. Hey, Graham, would you go back and buy a Terminator, or are you hoping for a reissue? That's a good question. I think it depends on the person. So I have gone back and bought both my Terminators twice. I bought them when I first started collecting because they were already long gone. So I paid a pretty good penny for those, and then I sold them to get like Darkside Anakin and stuff like that. And then I decided I wanted them back because it's my childhood. So I went back again and I picked them up. There's always the threat of a reissue. Even with Yondu, people are saying, "Oh, sell your Yondu," because they did the holiday special of Mantis. So they might even, they might come out with Yondu and reissue Yondu because his price is high. It's possible. I don't think they will, but again, what do I know? I'm just, I'm one of you guys. So I think you just have to be okay with knowing they might reissue this. So like if you really want that Terminator and you buy it and then they reissue it or a 2.0 comes out, I think you just have to, before you buy it, say, am I okay with this? And taking that chance, because even if they do come out with something, it's going to be another year and a half. So you got time. But yeah, I would go back and buy one. I was looking for the T1000 from Terminator 2, but just never pulled the trigger on that one. I wish they made a John Connor, teenage John Connor. That would be really cool to have. So yes, same thing with Nightmare Batman. I bought that at the peak of his price point, and then they reissued him probably 9 to 12 months later. And it sucked, but at the same time, I was like, it is what it is. Like, I'm okay with it. I really wanted it. It was in my collection. Really happy to have it. So, yeah, I think as long as you're okay knowing that it could be reissued, then yeah, you can go back. Or is that one on the bottom right? Yeah, so I have the Terminator 1, the battle damage T800. And then I also have the DX13, the battle damaged, which is a great figure, one of Hot Toys' best figures that they've ever done. Don't ever really want to sell that one again. So the only thing that worries me is obviously the pleather on both figures, making sure that doesn't like peel or go bad or anything like that. So just got to take care of them. But no, that's a really good question. If you'd go backwards. So, and that's one of the things too. I was going to say, kind of coming to the end of 2022, is I feel like I'm close to being done going backwards, which is kind of a relief. I've slowed down a bit, not gotten as many figures, but also tried to keep it from getting out of control and getting again, funds and space so are limited. So I don't want to have like 100 figures at this point. But I've got plans for Scarlet Witch, both of them. I've been arguing her as the most powerful Avenger from the start. Wanda's the homie. Yeah, I actually just started watching Age of Ultron again too, and yeah, just kind of seeing her for the first time. Definitely rekindled the love for the character, and definitely wanted to get Scarlet Witch in the collection at some point. And plus, the figure just looks awesome. So yeah, I like her moment with Thanos too in Endgame. So yeah, it's a really powerful character. Probably going to grab both Scarlet Witches. I'll just sell more Funkos. Love both designs. Yeah, that's what got my Hot Toys collection started too. Was I had a lot of Funkos. I was into that. If you watch the channel in the early days, you would know that I started doing like NECA and Funko videos. So they can go for some money too. So they definitely helped jumpstart the collection here. You got In-Art Joker coming in too. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did get the sculpted hair 2-pack. So again, that's something else, that's probably going to hit when I least expect it. So I do have to start saving here a little bit, because I'm assuming it'll hit me in January at some point. So since they've already kind of released it and they're shipping out the first batch, I'm assuming it'll get to us a little later. So I'm thinking January for that. Hopefully I'm right. Cause, we're in the last week of December. So It's gonna be January. Oh, we got a heckler in here. Excuse me, founding father. If you could do one thing to your collection right now, what would it be? If I could do one thing to my collection, what would it be? Honestly, if I could, I'd probably get rid of that garage shelving unit and get the DF module cases. Just get 3 cubes of those, just to match everything completely together, and then they can fit the vehicles as well. So if time and money wasn't of the essence, yeah. I mean, I did actually have I had I had some on order, but I had to cancel them. But I did that when I was moving because I didn't know what the space was going to be. That's a good question, Fabs. I think that's what I would do, just to kind of make it all consistent, and it would be closed in. You know, I have the plexiglass, the magnetic fronts there. I think that's what I would do. It's a good question. The other figures that I'm really looking forward to, and you guys can let me know what your thoughts are too, but Ahsoka from Mandalorian is one that I've really wanted, along with Bo-Katan. Obviously, she's in the collection now, so I'm assuming Ahsoka shouldn't be too far behind. But if she's anything like Wonder Woman 84, we could be waiting a long time. That Wonder Woman 84 has been delayed for a year now. She was supposed to originally come out last January. I don't know if the head sculpt is what's holding that one up. I think they did a pretty good job on the golden armor. It's not 100%, but it's probably about 80%. So maybe they're just trying to, I don't know, perfect that a little bit more. So that's been one that I really want to get to, is that Wonder Woman 84, not for the movie, just for an actual Wonder Woman figure that looks like Gal Gadot. But then again, it's almost like kind of puts a damper on it when the Justice League is getting blown up and DC's blowing everything up and pretty much starting over. So it's almost to the point where I'm like, well, I got the golden armor. Do I just keep that and just say screw it and don't get that Wonder Woman and get a different figure that I really want? I don't know. So we'll see. I did have her pre-ordered, but I canceled it when she was delayed for a second time. Got my non-refundable deposit back from Sideshow, which is nice that they're doing that. They let you kind of cancel if it gets delayed, and then you kind of get your money back. So that's nice. But yeah, I did want that Wonder Woman. But now again, it's kind of like Loki. It's been delayed for so long. Are people even going to want it anymore? You know, that Loki figure is one that I wanted, but then seeing it, I wanted to display it without the helmet. So after seeing that, I don't think that's going to be what I'm going to get, but I could change my mind. I wanted the Batman Begins figure, but after seeing that travesty of a figure, I'm definitely not going to get that. That's insane on how bad that looks, in my opinion. I know Fab's got it, and he did a comparison video. Or, um, I just think the cowl has no improvements. The eyes don't look right. Obviously, there's too much shine on the suit itself. The cape doesn't look good. No good for me, man. No good. Did you get with Hot Toys or in art for the Batman? Super excited to have him in the collection as well. I haven't pre-ordered him at all. I'm probably going to lean towards the Hot Toys. I am still up in the air about in art. Maybe it's just because they haven't released anything yet that I don't trust them. Maybe it's the price point. Probably both, actually. The Joker does look good from the final pictures that I've seen. I can't spend $400, $500, $600 on a figure that's just kind of a normal figure. So I think I'm going to stick to Hot Toys on that one. I think it looked pretty good. I was really impressed that they went back and kind of fixed some things to improve, like the head sculpt and the hair and stuff like that. Delos says the worst figure of the year, the Batman Begins. I would probably say hands down. I mean, we were kind of let down with Doc Brown, you know, reusing a head sculpt, leaving the slots in the hair. Some people have told me, like, Didn't give him gloves for the plutonium. They didn't give him the pistol. The belt is the wrong color, which that doesn't bother me, but the the head sculpt does a little bit, and it came across as really lazy, and it kind of was insulting to us collectors. Like I in my head, it was like they're like, well, they're gonna buy it either way, so whatever. We don't care. We're not gonna put in our best effort. We're just gonna push it out and give it to them. The Batman Begins figure is just it's not even lazy. It's just like, why? Why are you even giving us this? And then the fact that they didn't even release promo pictures, like they just tried to sneak it out, and just release it kind of without anybody knowing, and charge your orders. Like, the face plates look bad. The cowl is too tall, too thin. Dean Knight does really good videos. If you guys check him out, he did a review and he didn't hold back either, because Batman Begins is probably his favorite film ever. So yeah, if you want to see an honest review that people don't hold anything back, go check that one out too. But yeah, not a good figure. Totally understand. Went with Hot Toys for the Batman. Yeah, I got to figure out which one I'm gonna get to. They have like, well, the one with the bat signal is sold out supposedly, but then they have like the deluxe and then the standard. Yeah, we'll see. Deal. Batman makes Doc Brown look like the Mona Lisa. Yeah, we were all kind of up in arms about Doc Brown, and then we saw the Batman Begins figure, and we're just like, good God, like, and I was excited for that one. I really wanted to add him to the collection, but now, yep, one less figure I got to worry about. Fabs did a video too, showing like the first night out, and he looks good there, but that's not how I want to display my Batman. So, yeah, it's just not for me. And props to anybody that does like him and did get him and is happy with it. Totally cool. Um, but for me, the reason why I collect these things in the first place is for the likeness, the detail, the authenticity. I want it to be basically that character shrunk down to 1/6 and then put into my display. So I collect for the accuracy of that character. So that's why it's just one that I can't see myself getting. Can't wait for the Batman. I'll grab the deluxe with bat signal. What a set! Bought a logo light for like $12 at a store to go with it. Very nice. Yeah, man, that's gonna be a cool looking display. So you have to shoot me a picture when you get that all set up. The Batman is gonna be dope. I had the DOPO of that guy. It'd be great if they made a Catwoman or literally anybody else from that movie. Somebody was bringing that up in one of the forums today, like if they thought they were going to make anybody else. Um, I think if they do, it should be Riddler, and then it should be Catwoman. Probably not Gordon. Um, not sure who else that they could make, but some of these movies they wait so long, but that's the thing. Like, if you announce it now and then you wait another year and a half before it actually comes out, is anybody gonna care? I don't know. I mean, I think it was a really well received movie. I liked it a lot, but I do know some people didn't. But then again, we're getting Batman Forever figures. You know, however long was it? The 25-year anniversary? Is that why? Maybe was it 90 95? So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you just never know when Hot Toys is going to do anything, when they're going to strike. Um, I would love to get a couple more figures though, and put that with the Batman, because I think that movie deserves some more characters. We got Will C in the house. What's happening? Hey, Will, thanks for stopping in. We're just kind of looking at last year's display versus this year's display, kind of what I'm doing going forward, and what figures I'm looking forward to getting, and yeah, just kind of going from there. So we're just kind of hanging out. If you guys have anything in the chat you want to ask, feel free, as long as it's not too rude. The Jazz Inc. Batmobile 2. Can't believe I'm spending that money on that, or that money. Now, is that the 66 Batmobile? Because that looks pretty cool. Again, Fabs did a review. I really appreciated that review, because that's things that you don't see when you're pre-ordering, and for the money you're paying, there's definitely some issues that he had with that thing. I don't know, maybe it was just one that got through, but maybe Jazz Inc. I've heard mixed reviews on Jazz Inc. So we'll see. Oh, Fabs, keeping it real in the chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for giving me a view and giving me some money. You're awesome. Let's see. 2022. Yes, that does look pretty cool. Right. Yeah, and Hot Toys teased that too a while ago, and again, just something that we haven't seen. So the Yon Toys Riddler looks fantastic. Just waiting on the company 6 Feet Lane Studio for their Riddler and which one to get. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some other companies will come out with it. Hopefully, Hot Toys follows suit. Not sure. I tried to stop guessing what they're thinking because I just never know. So mail came in for me. Scout Trooper with Speeder and Thanos. Very nice. That's a good haul. Is it the Return of the Jedi Trooper with Speeder, or is it the Mandalorian? Because they have that huge sale going on for the Mandalorian Scout Trooper with Speeder bike today. And man, again, stock they're just trying to get rid of. It's like 340 plus the double points plus free shipping or $5 shipping. Man, it's tough. It's tempting. It's tempting me. I know that. But yeah, FF. Maybe I'll go to Disney with Fabs one of these years. We got Tremble Dust in the house. What's up? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. When one Hot Toys meets another Hot Toys and they fall in love. Return of the Jedi. That's a nice pickup. I'm jealous. That's another one that I would like. So, speaking of which, I almost got Captain Marvel yesterday when she was 30% off, free shipping, double points. But I just can't. It's just, again, collect what you love, collect figures or characters that have meaning to you. I was never a big fan of her. Sometimes it still gets in my head, completionist. It should look good with the other Avengers, but I think I would regret it, and then I'd probably just wind up selling her. So I'm just trying to stay away from those sales. They had 2012 Captain America yesterday or the day before for 30 or 25%. And again, like double points. And I'm just like, I already have Endgame. I can't get another one because what am I going to do with two Captain Americas, in my scene here? So they are tempting you. And I'm sure some people, if it's a figure you want that you don't have, pull the trigger. They're great deals. But for me, I don't want to just pull the trigger just to get a figure coming in. So it's been tough, but yeah, I'm waiting to see too. I'm like, well, what'll tomorrow bring? What'll be the deal tomorrow? And I'm just keep waiting. So let's see. Dude, I picked her up. Captain Marvel, save your money. So Tremble Dust, just not what you thought. Was it? Because I'm not sure about the likeness, but I also know like she's gonna crease if you're posing her and whatnot. So what made you kind of regret that decision? I'd like to hear that. Hot Toys wants to offer up $300 bat cycle that saw 10 seconds of screen time and wasn't as cool as the cafe racer Bruce was riding around throughout the movie. That's a good point. It's a good point. But still, that bike would look pretty cool. I'm thinking about Captain Marvel just to have her wrestling with So Rogue. Should have gotten Captain 2012. Maybe. But even on eBay, I can find them for like 180 with free shipping. So again, if you guys really want to figure, just keep your eyes out on the secondhand market too. I mean, there are figures to be had out there. Loki Mark 7. Honestly, Graham, I saw Captain Marvel in person. She's not all that great if you leave her in museum pose, though. That's probably what I would do, more of like a floating pose. With these Spider-Man figures, the Ant-Man, the Black Panther, I try not to do too much posing with them. It's going to be more museum pose just because, again, I want the authenticity. I don't want I mean, creases are okay, but I don't want like the suit to deteriorate over time. So even like my Thanos, I don't want the rubber arm bent long term and then it's brittle and cracks or breaks over time. So I'm kind of really careful when it comes to posing my figures like that. So I do try to get them into a museum pose that's still looks natural, but definitely don't do a lot of dynamic stuff these days. It's a cool fig, but it didn't wow me. I wanted her in a shield display I was doing. She's okay, but if I had to do it over, I'd probably not pull the trigger. Well, I appreciate the honesty because that helps me not regret not getting her. And she's been on sale numerous times, so I know it'll probably happen again. So that'll help me. I'll keep that in the back of my mind when she pops up again. I was thinking about getting her for a long time, so I just said F it. Again, it's an F for me, maybe a banger for others. And that's true. Everybody has different tastes and everybody sees things differently. So I get it. As long as I eventually build out a Deadpool corpse, I'm good. Grabbing Loki or Ahsoka. So the Loki one I was eyeing up, but I wanted to display him without the helmet on. And I don't like how the hair looks. I wish they would have given us two sculpts, but I understand it probably drives the price point up. But so I'm not sure. If he's on sale come this summer or spring, I might pull the trigger on him. Ahsoka, definitely. She's pre-ordered. She was pre-ordered last year. Anticipating that one to come. I hope she looks really good. Prototype looked good. So hopefully, they keep up the quality there. But yeah, Ahsoka's going to look great next to Bo-Katan and Mando, Boba Fett. So excited for that one in 2023. There's zero ab crunch with Captain Marvel. I knew that going in, but it hits you when you get it in hand. And again, maybe a hot fig for others. But the real question is, do you get Captain Marvel from her movie or do you get her with Captain Karen cut? Yeah, because they're doing the Marvels now. So, but do you guys think they'll even do another Captain Marvel? Because the two figures they've done so far have been sitting forever. I mean, they still have the one from the Solo movie. So, do you think they'll make another Captain Marvel? Be interested to hear. I actually like the Cap Karen cut. More comic book accurate. Yeah, yeah. When you guys talk about that, I get what you're saying now. So I was thinking of the Marvels movie they're coming out with, but yeah, the haircut. I thought yeah, she kind of looked mannish, but I don't know. I don't mind it. I just don't know. I don't know. So that's why I don't get her because I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so the direction that I want to go for 2023, fill out some of the holes in the collection, with the pre-orders that are coming in, build it out slowly. It'd be nice to add a DeLorean where those NECA turtles are on the bottom, but I don't know. The DeLorean would be nice. Another Batmobile would keep it all, Batman over there, but we have turtles on the bottom and on the top. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna I don't think there's gonna be as big a changes as there was from 2021 to 2022 because obviously Moducase has kind of set me up for the future. But it'll be interesting to see what figures are still here at the end of 2023 and kind of what new ones I add. So I'm excited for the new year. I hope you guys are too. Let's see here. She's not a big seller, but I'm interested in seeing her in the Marvels. Big question is if they do another. They haven't made config from her show. I could see a photon fig. How deep in the Mando line do you want to go? Not too deep because my main thing in Star Wars that I'm collecting is the original trilogy. So I'm thinking for sure Ahsoka, maybe a Death Trooper. The Tusken Raider has been another one that I've kept kind of kicking the tires on for a long time. I've he's been on sale, but I don't know, just another one I couldn't pull the trigger on. It's almost like I want him, but I don't want to spend the money on him. So I don't know. I'm trying to think what other ones. I mean, I don't want to get like too far into it. I just kind of want the figures and the characters that I really love. So I do have the Mandalorian Luke on pre-order as well. So we'll see if I follow through with that one or not. I kind of want to see how that one turns out. Daniel says the Tusken Raider is a cool figure. Yeah. And you can find it for a good deal. It's pretty cheap. So it's not bad. And you can even use it as like a Star Wars figure. It doesn't have to be from Mandalorian, but I don't know. Something's held me back. Maybe there's just always been a figure that I've wanted more at that time. And that's kind of why it's just always pushed to the side a little bit. So, that could be something. But I think the biggest figures that I'm looking forward to coming out next year is obviously going to be the Batman, Ahsoka, Wonder Woman 84. Biggest announcement that I'm looking forward to in 2023, a new Drax would be probably number one, at least off the top of my head here that I can think about. Maybe there were some rumors they might reissue Terminator. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. I think everything eventually comes full circle. So it would be nice to get updated Terminators and Predator figures. But at the same time, they really did a good job with those figures. So do they really need to? I mean, we are getting another RoboCop. So, there is that possibility. Tremble Dust. To be honest, if they drop the different Mandos shown in the preview and they actually are some badasses in the show, I may have to go in hard right now. Chrome Mando, Ahsoka, Boba, Fennec, and Keel is the plan. Fennec is one I forgot about that could be a possibility as well. I did want Boba Fett on the throne, but then I got the bird poop Boba, so I don't know if that's going to be something that I get anymore. Tusken Raiders are cool, especially having two of them alone. Oh God, I'm hoping they will announce Darth Jar Jar. If they ever come out with a Jar Jar, which they probably will, I don't know. I couldn't stand Jar Jar in the first couple movies, so oy, Jar Jar. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other topics you want to talk about. Again, I kind of told you this was going to be. I don't really have like an agenda tonight. It was really just kind of looking back at the old, the current, what we're going forward with. Because there hasn't really been any Hot Toys news out there, so that's pretty much it. Trying to give you guys more content on the channel, trying to be active, for you guys, because I know you're watching for a reason. So doing my best. Work's been really busy. Life is really busy. Typically, I haven't been streaming as much either. Typically, I'm Mr. Dad at night until my wife gets home, which has been later due to her schedule change. So if I do stream, it's usually around 8:30, 9 o'clock Central Time, or 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So just bear with me. Obviously, too, I'm a big fan of football. So football's been going on. I used to do Monday nights, and I kind of shifted to Tuesday nights. Might just keep Tuesday nights. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely let you guys know when it gets to be a little bit more consistent again. Sometimes I'm just too damn tired. I want to go to bed, but I always love hanging out with you guys too and just talking figures, because it's such a great hobby and a great community. So typically Saturdays I try to make it on Fab's Figures channel. If you guys go to his channel and follow him, subscribe. We do the International Collectors Senate show, ICS. With the holidays, it's been a little bit hectic, so hopefully I can start to get back on that show on Saturday nights at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. But yeah, you can find me there too. Outside of that, I think we talked about it. My dog's snoring over here, so I think she's having dreams. So let's just check in with the chat one more time. Will says Jar Jar's grown on me. If they do a Hot Toys, he's going with Padme. That Padme figure looks awesome, and so does that Anakin. And those figures made me like maybe want to break my rule of collecting original trilogy again. I was like, damn it, maybe just those two. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Trumbull Dust says shooting the shit is not a bad thing. No, and sometimes I want to be. I'm always like a calculated person. I like to have an agenda. I don't like to just be rambling or coming on here and having nothing to talk about. So I definitely try to, stick to an agenda, make sure I have something to talk about. But you guys do a really good job at kind of dictating where the show goes to in the chat. So you guys are a big part of the show, and I do appreciate that. Hot Toys just showed Avatar too. No way. Let's see. On Facebook on their Facebook page. Oh boy, Wow, we didn't leave yet. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, so we got like a teaser. It looks like, huh? Travel to the beautiful world of Pandora with our 1/6 scale figures in stunning detail, inspired by the highly acclaimed film Avatar: The Way of Water. Has anybody seen this film, and is it good? I do want to see it. I'm a big Avatar fan. It's so it's the face is blurred out. So obviously they want us to kind of focus in here. I like that knife on the kind of the tactical vest right there. That's pretty cool. These figures are definitely tall figures, even in 1/6 scale. I know I've seen them in some collections, and you have to take the shelf out of a DTOF if you're putting this thing in. Not seamless shoulders, which doesn't bother me, because obviously articulation will be good, and then the vest I think will do a decent job at hiding it. Obviously, the elbow joints are going to be a little bit exposed. It is what it is. Was the first figure, was that seamless? Because that would be interesting to know if that was, and then they went to this type of body. That's a rabbit hole I will avoid. Yeah, Hot Toys made just what is it, Sully? Is that his name? Just him. I wanted and it's been so long I'm blanking on the names, but Zoe, is it Zoe? I wanted the female. And if she was there, I would have gotten him too, but I thought she really made the first movie. I thought she was great. 4.5 out of 5 for Avatar 2. That's pretty good. Maybe it's seamless shoulders. I would assume not. It looks like a little bit of we got a line right here. Right there. So I don't think it is. Oh, okay, but you're maybe talking like up here, and then the head is on like a neck ball joint or something. So if they're just teasing this, I wonder how long we're gonna have to wait before it's actually announced. Not interested in Avatar. I'm sure that James Cameron hating on the MCU has something to do with that. I don't mind being petty. Don't mess with my jam, man. Yeah, still looks decent here. I wonder if that hair is going to be sculpted. It's it's tough to because they have you focused right on the midsection, so it's tough to know, what's going on down here and kind of seeing the entire figure. Obviously, this is just a tease, so we'll have to wait until we get the actual announcement. But I wonder what Wonder what this guy cost when he first came out. Because I wonder what he would cost now. What do you guys think something like this would cost nowadays? 400 bucks? Oh, okay. They're teasing the flying dragon. Yeah, I couldn't tell what was going on down here. So thank you for that, Will. Okay, so the first figure was not seamless arms. Doesn't look like this one is either, which is fine. Again, I said I want it to be I want it to be like a 1/6 exact version, but at the same time, if you can hide some of the exposed joints, then I don't mind it if it's going to be exposed. You know, because those seamless bodies, they also don't articulate like these do. So I guess you gotta pick your poison type of thing. Let's see a giant man. Now that would be badass. Okay, so on Sideshow when Avatar first dropped, it was 314. So I would definitely think 375, 400. But again, I don't know what kind of base it comes with. I don't know what kind of accessories it's going to come with, but just being that this is going to be 1/6 scale, but such a tall figure, it's going to be a unique body that, they probably don't, they don't use very often. So I got to think it's going to be kind of expensive. I feel the hair may be similar to the armor. What the hair to the armor on the back, like the actual fur. Psh, they teased the 2022 Batmobile. Well, they also teased some Star Wars figures that we still don't have yet either. So, um, yeah, they also took 3 years to get Mantis out. Yeah, so I mean, they get you all excited, but then who knows? They might even wait forever before they actually announce this thing. Will thinks it's a 400 plus figure. 2022 Batmobile will be announced 2023 and Joker 3.0. Well, I sure hope we do get a Joker, but I guess oh dang. Riley says the DeLorean is released. We're just breaking news here. Let's see here. How do you know, Riley? Riley's got all the sources, so I trust him, but I just want to know. I want to know is it charging? Is it released? Trouble Dust. It did on Secret Base Facebook. Oh, okay. Damn. So She-Hulk is 300, so this would easily be 400, probably. The DeLorean. That's I mean, I think I'll have time to get the DeLorean once it's on Sideshow for a while. I'm not overly worried, but that is an expensive vehicle especially when you feel like or you know that the Tumbler was 650 and this one's what 825. It's almost $200 more, but I get it. It's the DeLorean is almost it's not an accessory, it's like a character itself. I almost feel like Marty is an accessory to the DeLorean to a certain extent just because that car is so cool and it played such a pivotal role in the movie. Not that Marty didn't, but I don't know. The DeLorean is just so unique and so cool. So I definitely want to add that at some point in 2023. Hopefully I'll have the chance to, because I mean, there's some big ticket items coming out here pretty quick. The in-art Joker, especially if you got like the 2-pack, got the DeLorean, and then obviously just with the prices going up, and all these figures and whatnot, we're paying more of a premium. So yeah, I will punish myself for doubting you someday. Riley's got the hookups, so he knows what's going on. But yeah, I what are your guys' thoughts? Just kind of seeing the tease of the Avatar figure? Is it something that's I know X-Man Supreme doesn't really have any interest in it, but is this something that interests you guys, or is this something that's almost like it's too big, where it's not something that you really want to add to your collection? Like, where am I going to put it, type of thing. But people get the blurg, people get the stap and all that stuff. So we kind of find a way if it's something that we really want. Avatar doesn't move me. So I don't think, and I might change my mind once I see it, but I don't think this is something that I will necessarily gravitate towards, just because it is a unique figure in the fact that how is it going to fit in my collection? I do like Avatar a lot, but that was 10 years ago. And is this movie it's gonna have to really bring me back in. It's gonna have to move me. They're also gonna have to make more characters than just Sully here. They got to make the girl. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I don't think this is a good figure for me to personally have as a standalone, because you need a companion piece when it's going to be so tall. You're going to have to put it somewhere, and a companion piece would make it kind of fit in better, I think, in my mind. So, yeah, I don't know if this is something that I'm necessarily gonna grab. Looks like they fixed the wheels in hover mode. Is this like you said this is like a group that you guys are in? Oh, great. Now I'm showing you all my stuff here. Let's see, Hot Toys. I grabbed the McFarlane Avatar figures. That's big enough, but I feel if they release, oh yes, Natiri, that's it, to complement Jake Sully, more people will buy them. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Secret Base Hot Toys. Gotcha. To be honest, I'm more excited to post shipment of Mark 1 3.0. That's got to be coming out soon too. Hear me out. What if you did some awesome kink shots with an Avatar chick and Thanos, just trying to add some extra value to the community? Yeah, that'd be interesting for sure. So, yeah. So, we were just talking that we just didn't have a whole lot of news, and then out of nowhere, Hot Toys drops this, and we hear that the DeLorean is released. So now stuff's starting to happen again. And then I think, what is it, the end of January or all of February, it's going to be like a dead zone just because of the Chinese New Year. So January might still be hot, but then it's probably going to die down for a while. It's typically the time when things don't happen, no releases, no nothing. So hopefully we get some more of these figures released, like Ahsoka, and hell, even Wonder Woman 84 would be nice. Scarlet Witch would be another good one that could come out. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, this was a great show. I hope you guys had fun. I'm just kind of hanging out with me. I'm gonna probably pack it in here tonight. But yeah, if you haven't, and you're just watching this channel for the first time somehow, feel free to like the video if you enjoy the content. Subscribe to the channel, be a part of the watch, and ring bell. Remove the wrong person here, so you don't miss any new content coming your way. Hope you guys have a safe and happy new year. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what figures you're looking forward to most coming out in 2023. I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys. Well, until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.